Hello everyone, myself Nerityajeet. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's in this video, we are going to learn about neural control and coordination. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Neural control and coordination. So basically, coordination is connection between all the body part or the organs of organism. So there is a term called homeostasis. Homeostasis is when all the organ of body part like heart, lung, kidney, muscles, when all the one have to be performed in a coordinated way to maintain a activity, have to be performed in a coordinated way. That coordination and for balance and healthy life of individual. So that balance is called as homeostasis. So all organs coordinate coordinate or connected to perform an activity for maintaining a good, healthy and balanced lifestyle. That balance is known as homeostasis. Hope you clear. Coordination is the process through which two or more organs interact and complement the function of one another. So, as you know, the function of the organ system in our body must be coordinated to maintain homeostasis. Coordination is the process through which two or more organs interact and complement. Two or more organs connect and work together as a unit function of one another. For example, when we do physical exercise like running, the energy demand is increased where we run for maintaining an increased muscular activity. Uh, the supply of oxygen is also increased by the process of breathing. The increased supply of oxygen necessitates an increase in the rate of respiration. So, for increasing the supply of oxygen, have to be must have to be increase the rate of in the respiration. Heartbeat, heartbeat increased. Blood flow through blood vessels by widen the blood vessels. When physical exercise stop, so as we see here, for fulfill the energy demand, uh, many of the organ work together, like respiration, breathing, and lungs. Heart for pumping the blood, more increased count. Blood vessels also act by widening the vessels. But when physical exercise stop, activities should be slowed down. The activities of nerves, lungs, heart, and kidney gradually return to their normal condition. Thus, the function of muscles, lungs, heart, blood vessel, kidney, and other organs are coordinated while performing the physical exercise. So, these all organs have to be worked with in a coordinated fashion to maintain the physical exercise for fulfill the energy demand of the body. In our body, the neural system and the endocrine system jointly coordinate and integrate all the activities of the organ so that they function in a synchronized fashion. So, all these organs maintain a coordinated fashion for doing the exercise in a synchronized fashion. So, all these organs work in a synchronized fashion. The neural system provides an organized network of point-to-point connection for a quick coordination. So neural system, which is basic unit is neuron. So in neurons, there is a point-to-point connection. That is point-to-point connection for conduction these impulses. The neural system provides an organized network of point-to-point connection for a quick coordination. The endocrine system provides chemical integration through hormones. So there are two systems. So there are two main system that control this coordination. That is neural system and endocrine system. Neural system works through nerves and endocrine system works through hormones. So the neural system provides an organized network of point-to-point connection for a quick coordination for sending muscle or receiving impulse. The endocrine system provides a chemical integration through hormones. In this chapter, you will learn about the neural system of human mechanism of neural coordination like transmission of nerve impulse and impulse conduction across a synapse. So in this chapter, we will deal about nervous system. That is neural system. The neural system of all animals is composed of highly specialized cells called neuron. As we know, the basic or fundamental unit of neural system is called the neurons. So, is specialized cells called neuron, which can detect, receive, or transmit different kind of stimuli. Stimuli is what? Stimuli is the information or the processing or the action which are held on this that position. The neural organization is very simple in lower invertebrates. So this neural organization is very simple in lower invertebrates. For example, in Hydra, it is composed of network of neurons. So simply in Hydra, it is a network of neurons. Simply, the neural system is better organized in insect and related compared to Hydra, it is better organized in insect where a brain is present along with the number of ganglia as we see in while we read cockroach that these brain their brain are known as supraesophageal ganglia. The number of ganglia is basically collection of nerves and neural tissues. The vertebrates have a more developed neural system and vertebrates like human beings have a more developed neural system. Human neural system. The human neural system is divided into two parts. That human neural system is divided into two parts. That is central neural system (CNS) or the peripheral neural system (PNS). Central nervous system include brain and spinal cord and is the site of information processing and control. This is the actual site for where all the information is processed or controlled. The peripheral nervous system comprises of all the nerves of the body associated with the central nervous system or brain and spinal cord. So all the nerve part is associated with the PNS, peripheral nervous system, that is connected to CNS. The nerve fiber of the peripheral nervous system are of two types, and nerve fiber are of two types, that is afferent fibers and efferent fibers. Afferent fibers are those fiber of PNS that send signal from body parts to central nervous system. Body parts to central nervous system. While efferent fibers are those fibers of PNS that send signal from central nervous system to body parts. So the afferent nerve fiber transmit impulse from tissue or organs to the central nervous system, and the efferent fiber transmit regulatory impulse from the central nervous system to the concerned peripheral tissue or organ. The peripheral nervous system is divided into two divisions uh, called somatic neural system. So these are the fibers of PNS, and these are the types of PNS. Division of PNS, that is somatic neural system and autonomic neural system. Somatic neural system relays impulse from the central nervous system to skeletal muscle or the voluntary control of the body. So somatic neural system, so nerves of the somatic neural system transmit impulse from central nervous system of brain and spinal cord to the voluntary organ, voluntary muscle, voluntary organ of the body, like skeletal muscle. Skeletal muscle is the voluntary or the controlled muscle. While the autonomic neural system transmit impulse from central nervous system to the involuntary organs like the smooth muscle of the body or the alimentary canal. So, in somatic neural system, the fiber of this neural system transmit impulse from CNS to voluntary part of the body, and in autonomic neural system, the fiber of this neural system transmit impulse from CNS to involuntary part of the body. The autonomic neural system is further classified into sympathetic neural system and parasympathetic neural system. So, this autonomic neural system. Autonomic neural system is further divided into two categories, that is sympathetic and parasympathetic neural system, which we will discuss later. Vestibular nervous system is the part of the peripheral nervous system that comprises the whole complex of nerves, fibers, ganglia, and plexus by which impulse travel from central nervous system to the viscera or the smooth muscle organ, or the body internal organ. Viscera is body internal organ. Body internal organ. So visceral nervous system are the nervous system is the part of actually PNS that comprise the complex of nerves, fibers, and ganglia plexus, which impulse travel from CNS to the body internal organ to the viscera, and from viscera to the CNS. So now move on the next topic, that is neuron as a structural and functional unit of neural system. So this is an important and interesting topic. A neuron is a macroscopic structure composed of three major parts. So neuron composed of three major parts, namely cell body, dendrites, and axon. So basically, this is a cell, and from extension in it, there is a axon, and this is what cell body, and from some projections occur in cell body known as dendrites. Dendrites. So three main part of neuron is cell body, this part cell body, this part dendrites, and this part is what? This is axon. The cell body contains cytoplasm, and the cell body contains cytoplasm with typical cell organ and certain granular bodies called Nissls granules, and certain granular body called Nissls granules. So there is a certain granule-like structure called Nissls granule in cell body and also in dendrites. These are Nissls granules. Short fibers which branch repeatedly and project out of the cell body also contain Nissl granules, that is dendrites, and are called dendrites. These fibers transmit impulse towards the cell body, and these fibers collect impulse uh, and then transmit to cell body. The axon is a long fiber, the distal end of which is branched. The axon is a long fiber and distal end, matlab end part of the axon is branched. So this is the end part or distal part of the axon, and it is branched, and at the end there is a knob-like structure called synaptic knob. So each branch terminates as a bulb-like structure called synaptic knob, which possesses synaptic vesicles, and inside synaptic knob there is synaptic vesicles, and inside synaptic vesicles, there is a chemical called neurotransmitter, which send impulse or information to the other neuron, which were a synaptic vesicle containing chemicals called neurotransmitter. The axon transmit nerve impulse away from the cell body, and this axon transmit nerve impulse away from the cell body to a synapse or to a neuromuscular junction. Synapse or neuromuscular junction. So here another neuron is present, and this is junction is synapse or neuromuscular junction. Based on the number of axon and dendrites, the neurons are divided into three types. So neurons are also divided into three types based on numbers of axon and dendrites. So based on number of axon and dendrites, neurons are divided into three types. So first is multipolar neuron. Second is bipolar neuron, and third one is unipolar neuron. So in case of multipolar neuron, there is a cell body with one axon and two or more dendrites. So this type of neuron is example of multipolar neuron, whereas with cell body there is an axon with uh, two or more dendrites. But in bipolar neuron, here cell body have one axon and one dendrites, one dendrite, one dendrite. In case of unipolar neuron, the cell body has only axon. So multipolar neuron with one axon and two or more dendrites found in the cerebral cortex, and multipolar neuron are found in the cerebral cortex. Bipolar neuron with one axon and one dendrite found in the retina of the eye, and bipolar neuron found in the retina of the eye, and unipolar neuron cell body with one axon only found usually in the embryonic stage. So there are two types of axons, namely myelinated and non-myelinated. So basically, so according to number of axon and dendrites, there are three types of neuron, and based on the myelin sheet, there are two types of neuron, that is myelinated and non-myelinated. So the myelinated nerve fiber are enveloped with Schwann cells. So their cells are present on axon, that is Schwann cell, and those neuron will have Schwann cell with a myelin sheet. So those neuron which have myelin sheet around Schwann cell are called myelinated neurons, and those neurons which do not have this myelin sheet around Schwann cell are called non-myelinated neurons. The myelinated nerve fiber are enveloped with Schwann cell, which form a myelin sheet around the axon. Uh, and the gaps between two adjacent myelin sheets are called nodes of Ranvier. That is, so this gap between two adjacent myelin sheets are known as nodes of Ranvier. Myelinated nerve fiber are found in spinal and cranial nerve. So myelinated nerve fiber found in spinal and cranial nerve. Unmyelinated nerve fiber is enclosed by a Schwann cell that does not form a myelin sheet around the axon and is commonly found in the autonomous and the somatic neural system. And the unmediated nerve fiber are commonly found in autonomous and somatic neural systems, or we can say peripheral neural system. And unmediated nerve fiber in peripheral nervous system, and mediated nerve fiber in central nervous system. So next topic is generation and conduction of nerve impulse, and this is the most beautiful topic of this chapter. So so as we know, neurons are excitable cell. Neuron excitable because their membrane is in polarized state, polarity. So how this polarity occurs and how is conduction in neuron works. So let's see. This is a membrane of neuron. This is a what? This is membrane of neuron. So in resting state, or when the neuron is not conducting any impulse, then this membrane is permeable for potassium ion and impermeable for sodium ion. And there is a pump called sodium potassium pump, that allows, at the cost of uh, 3 Na plus outward, at the cost of 2 K plus inward. And with potassium ion, there is a negative charged protein inside neuron membrane or inside exoplasm. So this is exoplasm, inside it exoplasm. So inside exoplasm, negatively charged protein and concentration of K plus ion, and outside to the neuron 3 Na plus outside, and axon membrane is not permeable for Na plus ion. So there is a concentration gradient occur between negative charge protein of K plus ion and outside membrane a more number of sodium ion. So because of this concentration gradient, there is a polarity occurs, and because of the negative charge inside the membrane, and more concentration of sodium ion outside, so there is positive environment, or outside membrane is positively charged. So this is when a neuron is in resting state, or when it is not conducting any impulse. But when the stimulus, let's say stimulus at side A, this is A point. So when stimulus, then there is a potential generated. So first, it is a resting membrane, resting polarized, and here potential is known as resting potential. Resting potential. So when stimulus is applied at the site A, then there is a sudden influx of sodium ion into the membrane. So there is sudden influx of sodium ion into the membrane. So because sodium ion into the membrane, there is a reverse of charges, and this reverse charge, because concentration high to low, sodium ion flow. So more positive charge enter inside, and there is a positive charge occur at point A. and a positive charge and negative charge occur at point A. So there is a reverse of polarity or reverse of charges, and we call it depolarization. Depolarization. So at point A in the axon membrane, there is depolarization occurs. Then negative, 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 positive, positive, positive. And here depolarization occurs at point A. So here positive charge and here negative charge. So because of this charges positive negative polarity, there is current flow. So current flows from positive to negative terminal, positive to negative terminal, and here positive to negative terminal, and it completes a circuit. So when this depolarization occur, there is action potential. Then we call it action potential. Action potential. And action potential is nothing about is impulse or impulse. Action potential or impulse. So impulse is formed at this point, and due to concentration difference moves to this point from A to B, positive to negative terminal, and here positive to negative terminal. Then at point B, there is positive charge, and here negative charge, and here positive negative, here positive charge, and again here negative charge. So then impulse is conduct from this point to this point by a current process, and again from this point to this point and this point to another point, and that's how impulse is conducting in a neuron. So there is a process of conduction of impulse in neuron. So let's read out. Generation and conduction of nerve impulse. So neurons are excitable cells because their membranes are in polarized state. Do you know why the membrane of a neuron is in polarized state? Different types of ion channels are present on the neural membrane. These ion channels are selectively permeable to different ions. When a neuron is not conducting any impulse, that is a neuron at resting state. The axonal membrane is comparatively more permeable to potassium ion to enter inside and nearly impermeable to sodium ion to enter inside. Similarly, the membrane is impermeable to negatively charged protein present in the exoplasm. Negatively charged protein present in the exoplasm and impermeable to go outside to the neuron. Consequently, the exoplasm inside the axon contains high concentration of K plus and negatively charged protein and low concentration of Na plus. In contrast, the fluid outside the axon contains a low concentration of K plus, a high concentration of Na plus and a sodium ion, thus forms a concentration gradient. These ionic gradient across the resting membrane are maintained by the active transport of ions by the sodium-potassium pumps, which transport 3 Na plus outwards for 2 K plus into the cell or neuron. As a result, the outer surface of the axonal membrane possesses a positive charge, and outer surface of axonal membrane possesses a positive charge, while its inner surface of axonal membrane possesses negative charge and forms a polarized membrane. And and here is potential is called as resting potential. Now move forward. Becomes negative charge and therefore is polarized. The electrical potential difference across the resting plasma membrane is called as the resting potential. You might be curious to know about the mechanism of generation of nerve impulse and its conduction along an axon. When a stimulus is applied at a site, when a stimulus is applied at a site on the polarized membrane, the membrane at the site A becomes freely permeable to Na plus to enter inside the exoplasm. This leads to a rapid influx of Na plus followed by the reversal of the polarity, and the polarity is changed at the side A. That is, the outer surface of the membrane becomes negatively charged and the inner side of the membrane becomes positively charged. The polarity of the membrane at the side A is thus reversed, and hence we call it depolarized membrane at side A. The electrical potential difference across the plasma membrane at the site A is called the action potential, and we call it action potential, which is in fact termed as the nerve impulse. And action potential is nothing but the nerve impulse. At sites immediately ahead, the axon example is site B here. So this is site A, a rapid influx of Na plus ion and polarity exchange that is depolarized. Then at side B, here is side B, current flow positive to negative terminal, and outside here positive to negative terminal. And this type of current flow then from B to C point and C to D point, and how impulse is transmitted. Impulse is transmitted. Has a positive charge on the outer surface and a negative charge on its inner surface. As a result, a current flows on the inner surface from side A to side B. On the outer surface, current flows from B to side A. Good direction में. To complete the circuit of current flow. Hence, the polarity at the side is reversed, polarity is reversed, and the action potential is generated at side B. And then action potential is generated at side B. Thus, the impulse or action potential generated at side A arrives at side B. The sequence is repeated along the length of the axon, and consequently, the impulse is conducted. The rise in the stimulus induced permeability to Na plus is extremely short-lived or extremely for short time. It is quickly followed by a rise in permeability to K plus within a fraction of seconds. Those K plus and diffuse outside when action potential is generated at that point are restored or enter inside to form the again resting potential site of excitation, and the fibers becomes once more responsive for further stimulation. So with the end of this topic we end this video. So in episode 1 of this chapter uh, we continue this chapter with the topic transmission of impulse. So thank you very much. If you like this video, uh, like or comment. If you feel any doubt, feel free to share your comment in the comment box. So bye bye. Take care.